Hey, Isaac Williams here with Turkey Hill Ranch Bible Camp. We're just going to share a few tips for you as you prepare for your week of wilderness camp at Turkey Hill Ranch Bible Camp. Hey, so now I'd like to show you a few ideas and tips on packing in terms of dry bags and what dry bags to look for and how to pack. So if you want to look at, here's a few ideas on different sizes. So this dry bag is about a 15 or 20 liter dry bag. This is a 30 liter dry bag. So when you're looking online and you see the sizes, this is what a 30 liter dry bag looks like. I'll show you here in a second how to fold these, but a 30 liter dry bag, after it's folded up, it's going to probably be about that big. So that's about how big a 30 liter dry bag is. And then farther down, this is a 55 liter dry bag. You can probably fit a pretty good sized sleeping bag and your tent in a 55 liter dry bag. And then this is a 115 liter dry bag. You could fit everything you need for the week on this dry bag. So when you're looking, 55 and 30 are probably the sizes you would want to get, or maybe just one 115 liter dry bag. You'll probably want to get two dry bags, one for your tent and maybe your sleeping bag, and then one for the rest of your gear. When you're looking for dry bags, get one that is made well and thick. Don't get a really thin dry bag. Walmart sells some really cheap dry bags that are going to just get shredded on the rocks if you tip. So don't get a really thin dry bag. If you're buying Amazon, look at the reviews and see what people say about how well it's built. So get a good dry bag. It'll last you for a lot of time and many years. Packing, we'll go over that later in a different video as far as what to pack. But when you get your dry bag, get your gear at home, pack it, make sure everything fits. And what you want to do is get your gear in your dry bag, and then you're going to take it, you're going to fold it over once, get all the air out, fold it over again, and then a third time at least. You want to fold it at least 3 times, and then you'll clip it, and then that's sealed. If you don't fold it at least 3 times, the chance of water getting in it is pretty high if you tip or if it falls in the river. So make sure it can fold over easily 3 times. Get it as many dry bags as you need to get all your gear, but probably 2 will suffice. And then when you're packing, inside my dry bags, what I like to do is I get a lot of smaller bags to compartmentalize everything I have. So I'll have a bag for some snacks, I'll have a bag for my Bible, my notebook, my pens, I'll have a bag for clothing, then a bag for my sleeping bag, and also a bag for my shoes that I'm going to have on the gravel bar, my dry shoes. I keep everything separated inside my dry bag, keeps everything clean and keeps everything organized. And those bags inside your dry bag can be any type of bag. You can use, this is actually a bag for a sleeping bag that I use for my Bible. This is not a dry bag, it's just a regular bag that you can get at Walmart for super cheap. You can use Ziploc bags. I'll usually put toiletries in a Ziploc bag or your Bible in a Ziploc bag, but make sure everything's organized well inside your bags to keep it all clean and separated out. It'll make life a whole lot easier on the current river. I want to share a few tips for you as you think about your week of wilderness in regards to your sleeping. So a couple ideas. One, after you've set up your tent, make sure you put your rain fly on it. I know it seems pretty basic, but even if it's sunny out, put your rain fly on. That will help in the morning. When the dew comes down, you'll get soaked otherwise. So rain fly every day, no matter what. And then if you're having to buy a new tent, get one that's freestanding, that you don't have to stake down. As you can see, we sleep on gravel bars, and you won't be able to stake it down very easy. A couple tips to help keep your tent clean. If you keep a clean tent for the week, you'll have a much better week. One thing I always do is I take my dry bag and I lay it down in the front, and it helps keep some of the sand and rocks out of your tent. Also, when you get in your tent, make sure you clean your feet off before you get in your tent, and you'll keep it much cleaner that way. And then in regards to your sleeping, bring a good air pad, an air mattress. You can get these at most stores. Walmart, I think, sells them, Amazon, Bass Pro, things like that. You don't have to spend a lot of money on them. Find just a good air pad. It'll make a big difference for being comfortable during the week. You can pack a pillow for the week, or you can just bring a shirt and stuff clothes inside the shirt and use that for a pillow as well. And then a good sleeping bag. It does get cold on some nights, so bring a bag that's warm enough that you're not going to get cold in temperatures sometimes as low in the mid 40s, but typically in the 50s on the current river. So those are a few tips that'll help keep you comfortable, dry, and warm during your week at Wilderness.
Hi, I'm Jimmy Allan, and I'm going to show you some tips for packing for your wilderness trip. Here on the table before me, I have a few of the items that I'm going to pack. I have my tent, sleeping bag, sleeping pad, a couple different pillow options, stuff sacks to put stuff in. I have my snacks, rope, Bible, notebook, camp soap for washing up in the river, a Nalgene, a light, a pocket knife, a camp towel for drying off, all my clothes, rain jacket, shoes for on the gravel bar, and then my river shoes. And I have a couple different stuff sacks that I like to use for specific things for my stuff. Specifically, I use a smaller one here for my tent that I have all wrapped up right here, but on the river, in the morning it's going to be wet and dewy, and so I won't necessarily pack it up and roll it like it is now. I'll just stuff it in the sack to begin with. But this will fit nice and tight down in there, and I can seal this up. Roll it up, get some of the air out of it, and then make sure it's good and clipped. And that, if I tip, will float down the river and I won't lose it. So there's my tent. My next one that I'm going to use, it's a little bit bigger, and this is going to be my sleeping bag and pillow, air mattress. If you don't have a lightweight sleeping bag or don't want to bring a heavy one, you can use a fitted sheet and just wrap that over and a blanket over your air mattress. So I'm just going to stuff that in there. Don't worry about folding it. Got my sleeping pad. Now I have an inflatable pillow that I use, but if you don't want to bring one of those or don't like that small of a pillow, you can just use a regular house pillow or whatever you enjoy, and just shove that down inside your dry bag. And there again, there are other videos that we have posted on how to properly seal a bag, and that's important to make sure you know how to do so that water doesn't get in your stuff. But there again, there's my sleeping gear. My other stuff that I have the camp towel, I have my Gatorade snacks I measured out instead of buying the individual packs. And I'll have several of these. I got some granola bars and some other snacks. I don't have everything that I would take on the trip with me, but I'm just going to throw this stuff into a bag that I know what bag it's in so that I can find it easily. I've got my wallet I'm going to keep in a bag, a headlamp, a pocket knife. I'm going to throw those in a separate bag. I got my Bible. I want to be able to find that, and it's in a Ziploc so it stays dry, because a lot of these smaller stuff sacks are not waterproof. And then I have my notebook and pen. That I'm going to throw into a little bag. And again, this is just for organizing stuff when I pack it into my big bag here for all my gear. I'm just going to take my clothes that I have for the week. I'm going to throw them all in this bag. Just let it all fall to the bottom. I have my river shoes, or my dry shoes, for when I'm not on the river. I'm actually going to put them in a Walmart bag so that any sand or anything on them doesn't get all over my clothes or all over my bag inside my dry bag. But I'm going to put those in there. My soap, toiletries, I'll keep in a Ziploc, and my towel I'll keep in a Ziploc. Bug spray, just throw that in there. I have a little camp light, inflatable light for my tent so I can see at night. And my Nalgene bottle I'll keep out during the day, but for now we'll toss it in there. And this stuff here, and again, it's important that you know how to seal your bag up good and how to roll it and take all the air out. And rolling it up and getting it tight so that it's waterproof. And there's all my gear. It's nice and dry and ready for the river. And hopefully this video has been helpful for you. If you have any questions or concerns, please contact us and we will be glad to help you out.